Welcome back here to Carillon Historical Park in Dayton, Ohio. We're standing in front of Newcomb Tavern, Dayton's oldest standing structure. It was originally built in 1796 out of hewn log, huge log construction with sash sawn siding on the outside. A permanent log building in the Northwest Territory, was considered one of hewn logs with lath and siding on the exterior, lath and plaster on the interior, but made of those logs that were an issue. You wanted to clear the land and build something that could stop a bullet or stop a bear. So we're going to go inside, take a closer look at how these logs were actually put together. So here we are at the inside of Newcomb Tavern. Now we're looking at 200-plus-year-old walls here. These are interior walls, but you can see where they've been flattened. They're ready to receive that lath and plaster work on the inside here. So they have hewed these flat on two sides, but not all four sides. It's not like a timber frame barn. You can still see the bark up here on the top where the crowns are going in here. So they would do the two sides and then fill this with rocks or stone or wood, whatever they could find, and then daub over it. So you have hewn logs, chinking, and daubing, and you were good to go. Right here along the Great Miami River in Dayton, Ohio, they were using, this building is filled with walnut, with chestnut, with oak, a little bit of hickory, a maple. It's all sorts of timber. This vast virgin forest that was here in Southwest Ohio. So to flatten these is a whole process in itself. We're going to show you how to do that right outside. Okay, we're in from the woods, bringing timber to build our cabin. Here, so we've got a timber cart here, big wheels, just using simple machines, wheels and levers to pick up these logs. We have an ash log here. It's not too big, about 6 feet. But if we were really building a house here, we'd find our 20-foot long, 18-foot long log of any type and cut it in the woods, get it back to the yard or to the building site. Wheels like this, big enough for flat areas, but boy, if we were really coming out of the woods or we're in swamps or something, we'd have 8-foot, 10-foot tall wheels to make it out of the water, make it out of the woods. So I'm going to get this off of the timber cart and we'll mark it up and get ready for hewing. Okay, so now we got a problem. We have a big log here. What is equal on both ends of a long log? Gravity. So we're going to use a plumb bob here to determine the straight angle. We use a piece of charcoal here. Mark one side. And this gives us a straight line. Just like we saw in Newcomb Tavern, we're just going to do two sides of this and leave the top and the bottom undone. All right, so we're going to use a number of axes in hewing this log. Now this one is big old felling axe, double bit or single bit, double bevel. And this is what you might go in and fell the tree with. You also have some axes that are more like mortising axes with a long bit, but narrow, to do some mortising. It's decent, but for this job, we're going to use a double bit axe, both double beveled and double bit, to hew this, and it's called hewing or juggling. We're going to make systematic notches along this log and then pop off the chunks in between to make a flat surface. Now this was done not just for siding and lath and plaster like we talked about, but it's also for longevity. And that's the difference between a cabin and a log home. Okay, so we've made our notches for this one side. We're going to come back along, and with one perfect hit, we're going to hit right on our line, and we're going to pop this chunk out. Then we're going to make our way around along the side, popping the majority of the wood off the log. It does most of the work for us. So with one perfect hit, we will try to, and I've missed it there, pop this off. Here we go. Okay, we're on to 5 perfect hits. Okay. Just gotta remove this. we go. Okay, so we have the majority of this removed, this wood removed. You can see these chunks. You know, this is either great firewood or it's some of those pieces that you could stick in as chinking between the logs when you're building a log home. But I call these carpenter chips. Now, we're gonna go after this. I'm gonna use a broad axe, but I want to show you the difference here. This is straight on. You can see a straight handle and a double bevel on both sides. That is for more kind of carving work. This one is a single bevel, but you can see it's canted. If you look at that, the handle comes off to one side. This is a right-handed broad axe, and you'll find these harder and harder to come by, but you'll find them, you know, in old barns, antique shops. People have them on the walls. But you do that so that when you're doing this work I'm going to do here, it's a knuckle saver. You don't want to run your knuckles into this bark. And again, we're not going to use these for a table, but you want to get them relatively smooth. And there you go. Some basic hewing using the broad axe and the felling axe. We got this flattened up. Now, there'll be a lot more work to do on this, and Dayton's Newcomb Tavern had 18-foot long timbers in it. So a little more work to do on this one, but it gives you the basics, the kind of work that you see here at Carillon Historical Park in Dayton, Ohio's oldest standing structure, the 1796 Newcomb Tavern.